June 22nd, 2021. And it is the final round, final presentation of Scientists Interception. I pray God and the Almighty Dad that every single student who has joined this Skype window has got enough potential and let the potential grow to the maximum extent to surmount all the challenges. I pray God that every single student who has joined here in this session is vested with the possible levels of sustenance, perseverance, and resilience to remain strong no matter what happens in their lives. I pray God and the dearest Almighty that every single student who has joined this Skype window is remaining obedient in the therapies, remaining obedient in journal, idea pad, and all the other ideas that are taught in MS evening sessions, and they carry forward throughout their life in order to have better prosperity. I promise to the Almighty that every single student remains as a good child, good student, most importantly, a very disciplined citizen of India. God bless all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Has Mohit joined?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
No, I don't think so. Mohit is not in the call. Mohit, are you here?
Not the line.
Okay.
He hasn't joined yet, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so team Guru Prasanna, it's time for your presentation. Get things ready. Mohit, are you able to hear us?
Yes, sir.
All right, so team Guru Prasanna, you can start up.
Yes, sir. Comment.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay,
sir, I'll share my screen, sir.
Yes, and team Udeshri Brinda, focus on their presentation and make sure that you're not having any conversations in the internet.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so the screen is on. I'm able to see the screen. Whoever is not able to see the screen, just leave and join. And we are about to start the timer. Okay. So Team Guru Prasanna, your time starts now. 3, 2, 1, go.
A warm welcome to one and all present here. Today, we are going to have two phases. The first one is curing a problem, and the second one is it's taking justice from our hand. So we can go to our progress.
A plan without action is not a plan. It's just a speech. A goal without action plan is not a goal. It's just similar to a daydream. Good evening, one all present here. Today, we'll relate the concept of action plans. Using action plans to achieve our goals. We'll use this particular concept to our presentation. We have two very important goals to be achieved. The two goals are divided into two particular phases. The first phase is called the recovery phase, the phase where we attempt to recover things which we have lost, that is recover our disabilities. And the other phase is known as phase anti-athraya. So in that particular phase, which is phase anti-athraya, we'll try to figure out the means and ways in which athraya could be served justice. Now let's go to the next person, over to the next person.
So, good evening, everyone. So, today we are going to see the first phase we are going to see is the recovery phase, and we have already unveiled the dark secret about Atreya and his serum, which is that everything that he has said is just a reverse action of what the serum is doing. So, before we go into the phase, I'll just Lakshmana?
No, I'm sorry,
I have.
Shantam, you can
Has
go
to
ahead.
come and
I was
change the
not
slide.
able to see the screen. I mean, see the slide.
Yeah, I'll just stop sharing and start sharing now. Now, na?
Yeah, Shantam, we can see it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Come on, go ahead.
See,
Sorry for
Continue.
interrupting.
It's okay now. So I'll just like to mention a disclaimer before we get into the phase one. All of our ideas are from our idea pack. That is the disclaimer. So to Manzu.
Good evening, one and all present here. This is Manzu's action plan. The first one, we should be crisp and clear. When we are crisp and clear, there will be no objections. There will be no clarifications. There will be no nothing. So we should be crisp and clear to everyone, so that we can just it will be easy for our easy. Next one is teamwork. If we work as a team, we can easily cure our problems. Uh, for example, I have I have math problem, but Kalpitaka have uh, the problem as uh, he loves other countries but not India. So when so so teamwork can cure our problems. So we should work as a team. Then physical health is key to our mental health. If we work physically hard, our mental health will also be very good. Introduce therapy to recover. We can introduce therapies to recover problems to to recover our problems. Motivate ourselves. We should motivate ourselves so that we can cure our problems. Stay mentally active. If we are, we should be mentally active by playing some memory game, etc. And include creative and innovative techniques. We can include creative and innovative techniques so that our mind will be clear. Make time for meditation. Meditation is a useful technique to cure any problem. So we should take time for meditation. Practice mindfulness, which means we should be visualizing or practicing that we should cure our problem, so that it will be easy to cure our problem. Continued by the next person. Thank you.
Sibyadithan, come on.
Sibi,
Sibi.
start Sibi.
Start Sibi.
So, good evening, another person here. My name is Martin. My action plan, being obedient to my team members in the discussion, I will control. I will control by using the impulse control therapy. Then I will control and will keep. When I was thinking the funny moment, that time I will be serious. Continued by next person.
Warm greetings to everyone. I am Sabita, and these are the action plans that I am going to do for recovering myself from the disabilities. And these are all were from the idea packs which was written by Miss E. Kalpita Shri. The first one is make and my disabilities. I'm attracted more towards the other countries and their culture. I completely forget about India. The first one is make use of the power of my subconscious mind. So the first thing I can do is I can start believing and I can have strong faith that I'll be able to overcome my problem. So this is with influencing my subconscious mind. There is a chance of myself getting recovered very soon. focus more on Indian culture. I am always attracted to foreign cultures and their beings. So what I can do is I can focus more on Indian cultures. I can research and ask a lot of people and my ancestors that about Indian culture and start following a strict plan on focusing only on Indian culture. Know more about Indian society and the current circumstance. In 1930s, there has been a lot of problems and there has been a lot of negative circumstance that was happened in India. So when I am going to everyone and asking what is happening, and if I came to know that there is a chance of me getting attracted towards Indian people's patriotism and their ability to overcome all the circumstances. Next one is three picture technique. The three picture technique will definitely help everyone in all the circumstances. Here, my problem is I have to be attracted towards Indian culture rather than the foreign culture. So when I visualize that I have overcame my problem and I am attracted only towards Indian culture, I'll be able to recover very soon. Next one is also similar to the three picture technique. It is theater in mind. Three picture technique and theater in mind both are visualization. We all know the power and impact of visualization in our life. So that's why I have chosen it. List down the subtle characters for being mentally strong. Here my problem is I have to focus more on Indian culture. So when I list down that I am attracted only to Indian cultures and I am focused more on Indian cultures rather than the foreign culture. For at least 21 days, we have a 21-day rule. So if I see it and visualize it, I think I'll be able to overcome this. Next one is to use lost key method for forgetting that I have consumed the serum which was given by Atreya and the things that happened to me after consuming that serum. So use lost key method is one method that I can forget my past memories. Concentrate more on my strength rather than weakness. Here my weakness is I am more attracted towards other countries. So if I believe that I am sticking only to Indian culture and I am a person who is from India and I have a lot of patriotism in myself, I'll definitely be recovered soon. Believe that I can accomplish my goals. Believing that I can accomplish my goals and researching more about Indian leaders are more similar to each other. I'll say why. Because research more about Indian leaders, we also have a lot of inspirations in India where I was focused only on people from other countries. If I focus on believing and accomplishing my goals, I'll definitely be able to overcome it soon. Have patience and patience on my recovery. Having patience in recovery, it needs a lot of time for recovering, but if I believe that I'll be recovered soon, I think I'll be recovered soon. Add more positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are one of the important way of auto suggestion where you can take control over your subconscious mind. And to know more about Indian inspirations, so these are my ideas and my action plan in order to overcome my disability. Over to the next person.
A warm greetings to one and all present over here. So here are some ideas to overcome my disabilities. So first one is about reading motivational books, which will makes me motivated and if the problem I have is forgetting everything about myself and getting jealousy about others. If I have some positive books or if I read positive books and motivational books, I don't think I'll be very jealous about others. If I am happy with what I have, I'll not be jealous of others. So I have to make my mind in the thing that I am happy with what I am having. Next one is by diverting ourselves by doing things that we like the most. If I do the thing that I like the most and if I divert my mind from the problem I have, the I will be very happy and my mind will be very fresh in doing the other things. I will not be concentrating in the negative thing I have. If I concentrate in my positive thing and a positive thing, it will give me the improvement in myself. using subliminal therapy, and if I do this therapy continuously and continuously visualizing that I'm overcoming my problem, it will come true definitely. By having a journal and expressing the emotions. As we all know, sir has mentioned the journal writing yesterday and he explained all about it. And if we have a journal and if we express all the emotions in a piece of paper, it was like we rest down all our burdens in a piece of paper, so we can easily get some solutions for overcoming our problem. And next one is to build self confidence in ourselves. By building a self confidence in ourselves will help us lot to overcome the problems that we have, because being self confidence will makes us very bold and strong. And the final one is holding a healthy diet and doing meditation. If we continuously do the both things, our physical and mental ability will be improved, and through that we will be very strong enough to face our problems and get succeed in it. Continue to the next person.
So, good evening, everyone. Now I'm going to tell my action plans. And by the way, I'm Dilip, and my action plans are like basically derived from the concept of a concept called idea pad. My friends have a lot of idea pads because they attend some psychological sessions, and using that concept, I've been able to write down certain ideas which I've had every day, and I'm going to use those ideas in order to I'm going to incorporate those ideas into my action plans. The first one is, as psychologists, we all know what has happened. We are aware about the disabilities, the sudden change in ourselves after consuming the serum. And we also are aware of the fact that we all don't share the same disability. So, what does that mean? That means that we all can support ourselves when needed. When one person is falling, the other person can catch, hold him, and lift him up. It's like we've got a lot of backup plans if our straightforward plans don't work. So this is another key point, and this is one disadvantage of the serum which was given to us, because we don't share the same disabilities, and the disabilities which we have are not that strong enough to mentally retard us and to stop us from focusing on certain things. And the second one is to utilize visualization therapy. We all have to utilize the visualization therapy and think that we have overcome our disabilities. There are like various kinds of visualization therapies, like theater and mind, for instance. If we use that particular therapy and if we visualize that our goals are achieved, then nothing will be able to stop us. We have to think, and we have to be sure that our disabilities have vanished. And we can also use the lost key method in order to send our disabilities to a far desolate place. And the next one is to read books to keep ourselves calm and composed. Right now, one important thing which we must do is keep ourselves calm, keep ourselves serene, have control over ourselves. And to do that, reading books is the best possible way, in my point of view, because reading books keeps you engaged. You're not able to think of certain distractions. Only if I'm idle, then the traitor like thoughts will come into my mind and I'll fall prey to my disabilities. But if I keep my mind engaged in a proper way, then the disabilities won't take over me. The next one is to talk to the group, to talk to my teammates, to talk to everyone and make sure and reassure them that I'm always there and we are all together as a team. This is called as team building activity. So we can do a lot of team building activities where we can get even closer to each other. The next thing is being aware of each and everyone's strengths as well as weaknesses. We have to be aware of both the things. Only then we'll be able to overcome the weaknesses, and we'll know the exact point of application of strength. We have to be ready for the big occasion. We have to be, sort of guys called clutch players, who players who step up at the big stages. So we have to be that kind of, we have to inculcate that quality to be clutch and utilize our strengths and weaknesses in a proper way. The next thing is supporting each other. As I mentioned, this is also a team building activity. We have to bolster our cohesion among us. The next thing is being aware of my importance to the team. Personally, I have to know how am I going to help this particular team, what is my importance to the team, what will this team lack if I am taken out of this team. So if we are aware of all that, then it'll be perfect. to research about the serum given and also about the antidote. If we try to search more information about the serum which has been given to us and also the antidote which could possibly save us, then we'll be good to go. The next thing is to use our rescued hostages as helpers. Since we have rescued the hostages, we could talk to them, we could get close to them, and we could use their help if needed. And the next one is to involve ourselves in meditation and to do everything that can help us to maintain calmness. Being calm and serene is a major part, it's a major chunk of our action plan. We have to keep control of ourselves because in meditation, the primary thing is how well you can control yourself and not getting the impulses to distract you. And the other thing is to have frequent discussions with the serum consumers, that is my teammates and even members of the opponent team, because they have also consumed the serum. So if we all talk together and build a healthy relationship, then it'll be really good. Bolstering our time management skills, because to complete any sort of mission, we need good time management. And the next one is utilizing our unshared talents. There are certain talents which I might have, but my teammate won't have, and vice versa. He might have some talents and I might not share them. If we utilize and complement our talents and blend them in a perfect way, then we'll be really, really good to go. Over to the next person.
So warm greetings to one and all present here. I'm Ilango, and I'll be elaborating on my action plan points. So before I elaborate, I like to say my disability, which is I have homesickness, and I miss everything back home, which distracts me from my work. So the first thing is always to think positive. So positive thinking is a must. So homesickness and missing everything back home is a negativity. So when I think positive, it can break it. So always using the breathe in and breathe out technique when I'm scared or worried. So whenever I'm scared or worried, I use the breathe in and breathe out technique to calm myself down. So, which means whenever I get scared or miss or worried about my home, I'll use this technique. So, always buying and using the things that attract positive things and give confidence. So, as I said, positive is must, and confidence is also the same way. Is also the same level of positiveness. So, buying things that are attractive towards positive and confidence, uh, and that will be a good source for these two things. And always listening to songs when I get moved out or scared. So when I listen to song, it chills me or anyone down. So when I get moved out or when I'm scared, I can listen to songs. So develop and use observation skills more. So so uh, when I when I have homesickness, I always think about home and the things in the home. But when I develop my observation skills and use it more, I can observe my surroundings outside, and so that can distract me from getting from missing everything back home. So do yoga day. So doing yoga might calm us down. So so when I'm calmed down, I can't get scared due to homesickness. And I like to mention two more points, which is writing journal and using lost key method. So lost key method, the key point of it is that it will not help in forgetting the memory, but it would change the way we think of the memory. So when we use lost key on our home, I'm very obsessed with home. So when I use lost key, I'll not be very much obsessed with home. And when I write it in my journal, and when I'm scrolling it, or just looking back what I've written in my journal, it might make me distracted and make me come over this homesickness. Thank you.
Okay, we're just going to the phase 2, anti-atria. We have recovered from our problems. Now we will see how we are going to capture atria and get justice.
This is a major phase, and the first person to bring up his action plan will be Manzoor.
Good evening, one and all present here. I am Manzoor. It's my action plan to capture Atreya. We can prove that he's also an Indian citizen, and if he is not, if he is not a good person, then he will get punishment. Uh, we should prove that he's also an Indian citizen and a patriotic citizen, so that he will be slightly a good person. Cultivate a good habit. We can cultivate a good habit by him by to Atreya, so that it would be helpful. Control his emotions. We should control his emotions because so that the problem will be not be higher. We can establish therapies and meditation. If we establish therapies and meditations, we can we can bring him as a good human being. Make him understand about the situation. Uh, we can make him understand about the situation by so that he can be a good scientist or a good person. Or if he is not obedient to our words, we can influence him and make him confused, and we can just arrest him. Over to the next person.
Sibi,
Sibi, come on, Sibi.
Come on, Sibi,
Come on,
Come on,
Martin.
you can do it.
Continuous, Martin.
My next action phase to action plan is I am and my dream friends act like his assistant, and we can come his room and act like forgotten ones, and he come and do that. We could not do and someone like that. We arrest him. The second idea is we come then and hide in his a table, and he comes and sit. We pull down him and we take the cloth and we tie his hands, and we can take tell true and truth, and we can hand over to the police. Fourth one, third one, again surprisingly, we can attack him like idea. We can hide somewhere, and he comes. Then we jump and attack him. That is my idea. Then. Then we can follow him like the in the grass, and we can follow him, and he suddenly turn, then we can jump and fight with him, then we can arrest. Thank you.
So this is my set of solutions for the second phase of our presentation. Injustice anywhere is threat to justice everywhere. So based on this, I have given few of my action plans from the idea pad. First is make him understand the law of effect and cause. It is because he was not able to understand the law of effect and cause. He is now in this situation that he have to surrender himself into to Indian government. So first things first, I have to make him understand the law of effect and cause. Second one is meditation. When he keeps himself calm, serene, and tranquil, he'll definitely not be deviated and go for any other mischievous things. find his motto and goals for his rest of the life. Yes, he is aged, but still there is a chance of him having goals that would benefit India, and there might be a few of the goals from his profession where he can accomplish it and feel himself proud and happy. Make him compensate for the mistakes he did. The first mistake he did is he betrayed India and he gave the serum for all the persons who were gone to the mission. So to compensate it, he can come with a new innovative idea that would profit India. Make use of his talents and give proper schedule which will profit India. So when he finds his goals, if suppose the goals are related to India and he schedules it properly, the entire nation of India will feel himself feel him proud, and they will take him as an inspiration. Cultivate a good habit that makes him turn into a personality. Sir has always taught us to be a personality rather than being a person. So when you cultivate a good habit each and every single day with the help of 21 rule, he'll definitely turn himself into a personality where he'll have more confidence and faith, and he'll also have patriotism that he have to contribute something to India. Make use of his sixth sense in upcoming missions. So this is one of the idea that I got from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So it is because he did not understand the value of his sixth sense, and he did not respect it. He betrayed India. So once he understands and he knows the impact of sixth sense that it has in the life, he'll not. We are sure that he'll not repeat this again. Influence patriotism and find what made him wrong. Uh, in every problem, when you take the learning, or when you find out what made me to do so, the next time there is no chance you are going to repeat. So that is what I have mentioned here. Influence patriotism and find what made him wrong. Make him take control over his emotions properly with the help of therapists. Therapist has the power to change a person. So there are a lot of therapies which is related to Athiraya, and which can turn him into a pure person. So few of the techniques are theater in mind technique, visualization, and meditation. Make him understand how his brain has worked. Monk mind and a monkey mind. There are two minds for every single person: monk mind and a monkey mind. There needs to be security or a god in order to control your monk mind and a monkey mind. So when you take control of it with the principle of arts, you will definitely be able to do what you actually want rather than deviating yourself. Concentrate more on changing his overall image. When he believes that he has to change, and when he realizes that he wants to change, he'll concentrate more on changing his image, and he'll definitely do good deeds and earn more fortune. Practice journaling. Here in our entire presentation, journaling is one important thing that we have mentioned in every single person's life. Create bylaws for himself. So bylaws, most of the times bylaws are always positive. So when he creates bylaws for himself, and he believes that he has to do all the things that is written in the bylaws, and if he exceeds that, he can punish himself. Make him know about Indian authors and publishers to get best books. So he'll get more knowledge about India, and he will not get the second choice of betraying India. Over to the next person.
So here is Shiba's next action plan to get Athreya Elamaran in a proper way. So knowing the benefits of therapy. As Martin mentioned, we are all close to Athreya Elamaran. So once he noticed the benefits of therapies, he would also definitely do the therapies in a positive way. Once he do the positivity he has, he can achieve his goals that are not accomplished in the past. So if he accomplish his goals and aims, he definitely uh, comes into a positive and a good personality. So once he after he turns as a positive man and a personality, he can definitely give his patriotism towards his country, and he'll not be in a wrong way. and he can by doing some therapies and by doing giving some contribution towards the country, he can compensate his problems he did. Continued by the next person.
Now, these are my set of action plans for the phase 2, that is anti-Atreya phase. The first one is, again, we have to go back to the basics. In the first slide, I mentioned that we have to use our rescued hostages. This time, we are going to take it a step further and we are going to raise a rebellion if necessary. And we'll use our rescued hostages in order to help us to do the same. The second point is to prove that the serum given to us is illegal. There are a lot of like government certified serums, so we have to just prove that the serum given to us is illegal and it's not a government certified one, because we carelessly took that serum, and as a result of that consumption, we have lost certain disabilities. So we have to prove legally that the serum given to us is very illegal. The next one is to prepare a report against Atreya, like kind of a first information report where we have to like arrange all our accusations against him in a proper way, and we have to have proper legal clauses to support us. The next one is find our inner superhero. It's a basic concept of MS evening sessions, like in the new phase of MS evening sessions, that we all have our own inner superheroes, which have certain subtle characteristics, but not the superhuman characteristics which people on screen possess. Instead, we can figure out our own inner subtle superhero characteristics in order to raise a rebellion. The next point is to use our intellect and intuition. There are certain people who can use their intuition to detect things beforehand, like telepathy and clairvoyance. It's very much similar. So we can trust our intuition and our intellectual capabilities to detect certain things, and we have to trust in ourselves that our assumption has to be correct. And the next one is to gather evidences to support our cause, to gather a lot of evidences and legal clauses in order to support us. The next point is using lost key method to forget obstructing memories. A major problem in this particular plan is, what if we get a lot of obstructing memories inside us? In order to deal with those obstructing memories, the only way to deal with them is using lost key method. The next one is utilizing our specializations to deal with problems arising. There are certain fields and certain domains where we all have our own specialization. We have to use our specializations to the perfect extent so that we are able to deal with all the problems arising. The next one is to communicate with the other professionals who have consumed the serum. And if we communicate with all the other professionals along with us, then it will enable us to develop a healthy relationship and we can conspire together. The next point is to communicate, to chalk out plans without Atreya's knowledge. We have to make sure that we are planning something without Atreya finding out, because if he finds out, then things will get worse. So without him finding out, we have to formulate plans. All these will be executed only after we confirm that Atreya is behind all this. The next point is to take advice from our beloved ones. We all have certain people behind us who always support us when need arises. We need to take advices from those sort of people. To keep away from distractions is the next point. So we have to keep away from distractions. We must not let distractions take over us, because distractions can be a major obstruction towards our path towards goal. So we have to keep away from distractions and ignore them, and we have to be focused and committed on our task. There are a lot of therapies to help with that. We use three finger technique, then our body gets activated and we'll be able to focus on our task. To make sure that everyone is mentally stable and has the potential to think without any obstructions, we have to make sure that the teammates are in the best mental shape. The next one is utilizing journals to write down our personal life. Journaling is a very important concept, and there are certain plans which we might not want to share with others. So utilizing journals to write down our personal plans is a very good idea. The next one is influence Atreya in a positive way and make him realize and confess to the mistakes which he has committed. It's the toughest part, but we are confident that we'll be able to do it. Over to the next person.
Aswathaman, your mic is muted.
So I'm Milango again, and these are my action plans. So the first point is to teach him all about the positiveness. So we'll have to teach him everything that is positive and that is opposed to what he has done to us. And next is to do lost key method. So almost every all of the people like him might have a bad past, so that made him like that. So you can use lost key method to change the way how he thinks about that, to make him do virtual release. So this method is a really good method to make him stop using his uh, his habit of harming others and giving these kind of serum to others, and we can make him realize what he has done to his country, which is the second point. So when he does it, he can still stop doing these kind of things. And we can ask him some questions regarding and record this with a tape recorder. And we can ask him questions that why he has done this to us, and what is his next plan, and everything else. And we can record them with a tape recorder. And as per the last point, he can make him surrender to the court by himself and give the tape recorder as the evidence of what he has done. So when he surrenders by himself, the days or the years of punishment that is given to him might be less.
Okay, so your time is going to
Thank
be
you,
elapsed.
everyone.
Your time is going to be elapsed. You have got last 1 minute. Team Guru Prasanna.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So
sir.
Athreya's interception has come to an end. Thank you, everyone.
Lakshmana, you can go ahead now.
Thank you, Kalpita. So just one concluding remark before ending up things. So the major reason why we involved the concept of action plans was we felt bad that we did not understand the true motive of this particular activity, which is to utilize our idea pad. That's why we figured out like 101 ideas comprising of everyone's idea pads, and that's why we wanted to execute this particular presentation. And we hope that you'll enjoy our presentation, and we really hope that we compensated for our dismal show like on Saturday. And I would like Kalpita to continue.
So thank you everyone for listening to us patiently. And Dakshinana have mentioned the set of ideas we have given to us. Thanks for the opportunity, sir.
Okay, so I have noted down plenty of feedback to be given to your team's presentation, and I will reserve that. I will save it, and we will speak once the other team also finish the presentation. Keeping it very short, the feedback is really good. You have done a fabulous presentation. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Very well
you.
done,
Thank you.
team.
Very well done, team.
Thank you,
Thank you,
friends.
Balajina.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you, friends.
I'll give more feedback a little later. Now, without taking further, team Udeshri Brinda, you can jump in and you can finish your task. And team Guru Prasanna has taken almost about 37 minutes and 45 seconds. So, you can start now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll give feedback after the team finishes.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well,
Sir, before presentation, sir, I want to tell you one thing here.
yes, Brinda.
Sir, actually, we started like first it would be a conference between you and Athreya Ilamaran and our teammates, sir. There actually the question and answer session will be going, sir, like how you actually, sir. In that actually we will be explaining to Athreya Ilamaran through PPT how actually rectified everything, sir. So that is going to be the main process, sir. So first 5 or 10 minutes we will be spending in question and answer time, sir. So that only our presentation, that is sequence starts, sir. Then we will continue with the presentation, sir.
So you mean to say that I have a role for the first 5 minutes?
Yes, sir. You would be asking questions, and normally you would, if it was a direct session, sir. Whenever if there is a sequence like this, sir, playing a negative role, you would ask what would you do, as you have identified made you change? What will you do? You will be asking like that, sir. Then we are introducing the plan that we have actually devised, sir.
Yeah, I understand. Shall I start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Well, as much as I'm not able to digest the fact that you people have come back, the aircraft is finally here. It has dropped you back, and 1930s, we are living in 1930s, and maybe in the future we will have only safe aircrafts, but today if 10 flights are flying, out of the 10, 8 flights are getting bombed and they are getting blasted, but looks like somebody had a very good luck today, and that's why you people have come.
Yes, sir.
Don't you give me that staring look? Yes, yes, yes. I was the one who made you consume that serum, and you went half brain. And now the chapter is still not over. You're seeing the key in my hand. This is a chamber's key, and once I press this chamber's key, the interlock system will open, and you will get the serum from there and the recovery serum. Only after consuming it, you will be full-sized individual. Before that, you are only a half-baked animal. So, why have we gathered here in my laboratory?
We want to thank you, sir, because you were the one who made this country realize our powers. You were the one who made this made the citizens of India identify us and where we come from. They know who is Roshan now. They know who is Margaret, and they know where they come from and what profession they are in. That is the contentment that we have, sir.
Is it sarcastic or is it real? I don't know.
It's real, sir. It's real, sir.
Oh, okay, okay.
You are such a great person here, given us this opportunity. You were the one who spoke with the Prime Minister. Great one, sir.
Thank you. Hey, Stephen. You look tired.
I got a little bit tired, but I now feel really refreshed because due to that we have went on a tour, and that gave us like a refreshing kind of a spirit, and we want to thank you for your generosity of giving to serum to all of us, and this made us feel refreshed in our day-to-day life.
Anytime, fellow. Anytime. But I have a revelation to make in front of all you people and this overmouth girl over here. I was telling the Prime Minister not to believe in this amateur bunch of idiots, you people. And I was also thinking that I should get the recognition. Like, I myself wanted to get an aircraft to that particular location, as I could speak to the ambassadors of the other country, and I was thinking that that could be giving me a proper opening and elevation to get into the other country. But this Prime Minister is such an idiotic fellow. He has got a primitive brain, and he thinks very, very lucid. And in terms of making things simpler, he thinks very lucid. Science is not simple. Science is not lucid. Science is always complicated. It's only because of being complicated, science is science. And as a scientist, I tried to make that guy understand. And he believed in common youngsters and common working class people like you. And I was thinking that by giving the serum, I can make you completely ineffective. But I don't know. Back in the 17th century, we had a lot of army base getting failed with this serum, and I was overconfident about that serum practice. And how did you pull it off? I really wanted to know. And by the way, just because I'm surrendering myself and just because I'm asking you how you were able to pull it off, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm stooping down. Okay? So still Atreya commands. Okay?
Yes,
so this country needs my scientific mechanism.
Definitely,
it needs my
sir.
acumen.
Definitely, sir. Because it's 20th century, sir.
1930 is not 20th century, it is only 19th century. You better do some ecological research and don't make fun of yourself. You're a joker. Your serum is still ready. Okay, so and the old serum is still working. Your brain is still half a brain. You're very confident. Your body language expresses as though you people are going to do something. Okay.
You wait, sir. That is all suspense.
Wait, sir.
I've just listened to the press report. These guys, like a person like Dilip, person like Sabita, those people made a big press report, and it is making havoc all over the India. They are getting hailed by every single citizen. They've got about 101 plans. Yeah, plan 101. They got some sort of a stupid ecological analogy of idea pad, the ancient idea pad of 17th century, and they've got the 101 ideas for correcting all these hostages. Not 101 ideas, just few droplets of serum can be enough for making those people go back to the private state. And the hostages are still not hostages, they are still victims. Take it from them. Okay? So just like them, if you are also having an idea, don't daydream.
Okay.
Atreya is unstoppable.
Let's see.
Okay?
Whether you're unstoppable or.
Let's see it, sir. What is going to happen?
Let's see what is going to happen.
Yeah, let's see what's going to happen. Margaret, you better put on your spectacles properly on your face. Okay? So the serum that has really made you get imbalanced with your upper body and lower body. So you better be careful. Until this particular key is in my hand, you will only see what is happening and you will not have anything else.
Sure, sir. We will give answer for your question and we will make you clear, sir. We will be explaining you very detail about it.
Yes, sir. We'll do it now.
Yes, we will do it.
Your absent-minded ratio is always on the upper note. Now that you have consumed the serum, and just because you have brought almost about 125 hostages back home, it doesn't make you a heroine, Miss Rekha. You might be the head of this entire team fleet, but please understand, Atreya is the head of the entire science regime of India. Okay?
Sir, it's not 125, sir. It's 205 victims. We have rescued 205 victims successfully.
205 victims. By the way, Nathan, you joined this battalion very, very late, and the serum was missing. I was disappointed that I haven't given the serum to you, but you know what has happened? You are as bad as a person who has consumed the serum. And now, what are you going to do? I don't know. So tell me if you are having a plan. It's getting bored here, right? Get me a cup of coffee and speak. Let me listen to you.
Yes, we are going to.
Yeah, we are going to speak now.
Yeah, 7 minutes elapsed.
Once Mohit
Yes, sir.
we'll get into the details. Mohit, you can start speaking. Mohit, sir has posed a question towards you.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get the serum. I came late.
Okay. If you are really having some action plans, just like the other battalion had, which was only a joke. You know what? They are pestered by the media people, you know, everybody's lip is being inserted with the mic now, and how did you do it? How did you do it? These media people are making a big havoc, and all these people are really feeling as though they are all very, very proud. Okay, so they are not actually very proud, so the bomb is only going to erupt. I have got lots of plans. If they have got 101 ideas, I've got 1,001 ideas for expediting, and I can bring the damage all over again. So don't waste my time. And the Senate member just mentioned that I have a police inquiry or something. Yeah, I'll see that inquiry. I know how to handle that better. But before that, the government official said that you have got something else to say to me. Go on.
You please take your seat, sir.
Oh yeah,
And I've asked someone to get a cup of tea and some samosas.
No.
With hot chili sauce.
Story time.
And enjoy your coffee, sir. This is going to be your last coffee and your last happy moment, sir. All the best for your jail
All the best for you, sir.
adventure, sir.
Peter Robinson.
Hey, rubber mouth. Both your lips are looking exactly like rubber tires, intact with each other. And you are always a person who is with a big mouth that binds. My serum has really made you speak a lot of things. And people there, you know, one hostage came running to me and say that, give me some serum to kill me immediately because I cannot withstand this guy speaking over me. This guy keeps on speaking, and I'm really feeling as if a big blade is getting slashed onto my throat. So he wanted me to give him a serum. And you know what? I gave him a serum and he died very happily.
Enjoy, sir. Enjoy your last moments. Enjoy.
Yeah.
a very special moment.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Enjoy yourself, Mr.
Thank you, Stephen, darling. I love you.
Out of character friends, are you able to view the screen?
Yes, Mitra.
Yes, Mitra.
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Britaka, you shall start, Ka.
Okay, Mitra. So, good evening, everyone. Here, actually, we are going to make a presentation about how we are actually dealing with this problem. So, first, here, whatever we are going to present is about our creativity, and it's everything is about what actually we are going to present is about combination of everyone's idea. And the action we are going to take is everything is actually very symmetrical, and we are living in 1930s, and here in this presentation we will come to know how actually we solved everything. So now we are actually living in July 21st, 1930s. And here actually we all know that every person of the country know about us, who is Shabir, and who is Stephen, who is Margaret, and who is Manasa, who is Roshan. The person will know each and every person in the country will know about us, and we are proud, and they are proudly appreciating us a lot. And we have to appreciate or we have to thank Atre Lamaran sir for doing us and taking care of care about us. So here actually he is the one person who suggested us to Prime Minister, and he actually promoted us, and he actually gave us some challenges and visions to solve to solve many challenges, and we hope that we all have solved it correctly. And it's time for us to reveal who are we and how who are we and where we are from. So in discuss. So we will discuss it in detail in discuss. So first, let me introduce myself. So my name is Rekha, which everyone knows, but my real name is not a Rekha. My real name is Sumati. So my position I'm handling before and coming as a scientist, physicist is lawyer. So my whole story is, so at starting of my career, I have started as a lawyer. But first case, everyone will be very nervous. So like that, in my first case, I was very nervous and I was like to drop the case. But with the very good surrounding and very good environment with very good support of my friends, I actually overcome that one. So that the first case is always very special story and special memory for me. My special future in me is I will give only justice. In each and everything I will see in my very perspective, and I will solve every case rightfully. And my experience is 8 years I have been in the field of lawyer. Over to next person to explain their stand.
Yeah, so you all, as you all know, I am Margaret, and that is only known by you all. But actually, I am not Margaret, and I am Sanjana. Before coming to psychologist, being a psychologist, I am an undercover agent, and my old stories that I had, or you can say my achievement, my major achievement that I had was, I was actually an undercover agent in Pakistan, representing India. I was actually sent to Pakistan for catching an international terrorist who was an army soldier in India, and he has betrayed our country. So I was actually sent for it, and single-handedly I caught him, and I handed over him to the Indian Army, and that was my great achievement. And my special features that I have is handling weapons. So as everyone know, we cannot catch an international terrorist without having weapons. At least to make them frightened, we have to use weapons. We have to know how to use the weapons. So I am good in handling weapons, and my experience in being an undercover agent is of 9 years. Over to the next person.
So, my name is Shabir, as everyone know, but my real name is John, and my position is detective. And there is a lot of old stories of mine, but one of the stories which will always come at the first and my first detective problem which came to me, which is a murder case, and this happened in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and this was a really tough case because that was the first case of mine. So my old stories is that which I solved that murder case, which took me almost like 6 months, and because the reason why it took 6 months is I have to know about that person. So and special fishes is good in spying, and I'm really good at spying. So I just spied them for almost like 5 months and 29 days, and after that, on the last day, I captured them, and I'm having 9 years of experience. And over to the next person.
So, so my name is Stephen that you all know, but my real name is Satish. So I'm working in the CBCD agency in South India, and I was working in as an undercover agent, and my old stories are my achievements during the World War One, and there was terrorists who tried to betray India, and we are agents tried to capture him at about where he is, so that he cannot commit any crimes, and we captured that criminal and put him into prison for more than like 10 years. And my special feature is I can gather the details about the criminals to the officers who are higher than me, so that they can have that complete information about each and every criminal. And my experience is 3 years of experience. Over to the next person.
Hello, my name is Nathan, but that's not my real name. My real name is Raj. Before I became a civil engineer, I was a chemist, but now I'm an undercover agent. I helped in creating some weapons, and I helped the police solve some cases. They needed my help to examine some evidence that was hard, and I'm very specialized in dealing with chemicals. I know them very well. I'm very experienced with them. I have 7 years of experience. On to the next person.
You know me as Roshan, but my real name is Mohan. Uh, I was working as an assistant surgeon. I've been and I have been helping British Indian Army during the World War One. Uh, I've retrieved many Indian and British soldiers. Since I've been part of British Indian Army, I've trained to handle weapons, and I have an experience of 6 years. To the next person.
People of this country know who is Manasa, and she's a scientist who has mastered in various fields of science. But they don't know about my identity and where I was. So my real name was Atulya, and I was an undercover agent in disguise for the past 10 years. We actually started this company, that is Leah Company, in 1920. 1920, and it was the start of non-cooperation movement in India, and that's where we started this company, and we have been running this company for successfully 10 years. But you might be wondering why we were in disguise, and that's going to be informed to you in the later slides. But what are my old stories? What role did I play? I was a normal person in South India, and I not in South India, in the Central India, and I was very much concentrated in patriotic moments. I was actually, my schooling and everything was done in South India, but later on I moved to Central India, and that's where I took active participation in lot of non-cooperation movements. And this mission, that is, Atreya sir actually sent us for this mission of rescuing these hostages only in the start of June month. But from March till April, we were having one important movement, and that was Salt Satyagraha. And I actively participated in that, and that's one of the best moments. And I feel very proud that I have contributed a major part to my country. I played a supporting role in Salt Satyagraha. My special features: investigating skills and strategizing. Before before we started this company, I was a normal person, a normal citizen of India, like everyone present here, like the press people present here. But I was really good in investigating and strategizing, and that was the main skill, my strength, which helped me to be in disguise as an undercover agent. And I have an experience of about 8.5 years working in Leah company and being an undercover agent. So next, let's move to the next slide.
So since it's 10 years since we started this company, but so before that, in 1920, we have like an each and every one of us are involved in non-cooperation movement, and at that time it was a new experience to us. And that time we are not met each other, and we don't know how we meet each other, how to be friends with them. But later on, we try to be friends and mingle with them, and sharing each and everyone's ideas. And at one point in time, we all met Colonel Rajkumar, um, and it was a surprising for all of us. And we went and to talk to him, and he said he was like a vacation for a month. Then we communicated with him that how should country be like crimeless country. So he taught us some strategies and all, and he mentioned and also he mentioned our country should be a corruption free country. And and that's how we have started a company. And we shared our plans, our ideas to each and every one of us, and it's confidential, and we do not want it to share to anyone of around us. So we share it to the other agents, and that's how we catch the corrupted and illegal business people, and that's our identity over to the next person.
So I hope someone might be wondering how we get to know about our identity, our problems, and as Atri Armalan sir itself has mentioned this answer while he was asking us a question. So he mentioned that Nathan hasn't taken any sort of drugs or some sort of medicines he gave to every one of us. So he is one of the persons who always keeps about our names, identity, the personal and the not our secret identity. So always has those sort of things, and he is our colleague, and he is our one of the most best friends for the past 10 years. And he came to us and he just said those difference, and we just get to know about that afterwards only. And the next part of the uh, thing will be explained by Mitra, continued by Mitra.
And that's how we devised this plan. We all had a separate time in the jungle, where you might have seen the video through gramophone or the video recorder, that we actually made a formal presentation about how we are going to rescue all those hostages. They were about in 205. There were 205 hostages hostages in the jungle, and we have rescued them all successfully. At that time, after we made that formal presentation, Nathan, as my colleague mentioned, he is a smart person. He was the one who identified that we possess some disabilities and we were not at the normal state. Wherever he goes, he actually carries all our profiles and all our biodata in his backpack. He had this different way of behavior, and we would often ask him why he's doing so, but we never got the right answer from him, or not he revealed anything about that, and that helped us. We being literates, and we were able to go through those documents. But now you might be aware, you might be wondering that some of like 2 to 3 members in our team possess memory loss. How could they remember their profile on all those things? So what we have is, we have the file of all our profiles here, and that's why we have taken it for other reference, and we are even sending it to the press so that they could telecast it through all the televisions. But here, one main thing, the solution of how to make Atreya surrender is, Colonel Rajkumar is going to arrive here soon with his forces. But you might be wondering the background of Colonel Rajkumar and how he became a friend with us, the communication and the relationship we have, and how we communicated with him about the problem that we are facing now. Everything will be told in the later slides.
So you might be wondering, who is Colonel Rajkumar? Colonel Rajkumar was a military officer who has been in the army for about 30 years. He went in many undercover missions and been very successful in most of them. He is a very patriotic and noble man, probably the noblest we have ever met. He is very serious and concentrated in all his work. We met him at the non-cooperation movement that happened in 1920. We didn't know each other, so we just spoke to him, and we know about the we know about the practices, and that's how we took the stance to go undercover. We formed and started the company, and no one else in the company knows about us or our identity. On to the next person.
So I'm going to say how did we know that we had disabilities because of the serum. So as my colleagues mentioned that Nathan was the only person who did not have any serums, so that he did not have any disability. So he knows us very well, as we are all in the same company and he is a colleague of all of us. So he knows us very well, so that it was very easy for him to identify that something is wrong with us and there is a disability in us. So he as he understood, and we were not able to understand because we were having the disabilities because of the serum. So he after he understood that, he went to Colonel Rajkumar and he made him know about all these disabilities that was caused by Atreya Elamaran sir, and they helped us to come out of all these disabilities, and they helped us to he helped us to make surrender Atreya Elamaran sir.
Out of character, Sanjay now.
Career requirements to become an undercover officer. We should possess an high school certificate, and we should be completed training programs. Important point to note: you should have an experience of 5 years as an law enforcement officer, which is very necessary. Uh, you need to approach the particular department for volunteering, and uh, if you want to take charge as an undercover officer. But as we mentioned in the disclaimer, we didn't approach any officers and we didn't take uh, up the official charge, and that's why we are in disguise. Thank you.
Okay, now. So friends, I would like to mention one thing. I got this idea only once the class started, once the session started, I have got this idea. That is how we are going to make Atreya surrender, because he's not a easygoing man who could surrender easily and who would get all the solutions from the two teams. He's not a person like that. So he's a different person with lot of plans in himself and his locker, and he has got the key where we could get the normal serum that could change and promote us to the normal state. So what we have planned is very soon Colonel Rajkumar will arrive with his forces, and we are going to approach Prime Minister with some forces. We are going to because we don't have much time. If there is much time, we could take him to the court. We could make him surrender, and lot of hearings would go. But we don't have much time, because he himself can start doing anything that is unexpected could happen anytime. So what we have decided is we are going to do some movements that are not going to be possible very soon. But we have the power. We have Colonel Rajkumar, who is a retired officer now, and we have his great power, and we are going to approach some higher officials in the center, and that's how we are going to make Atreya surrender, and we are going to get the key. Now we are recovering gradually, and very soon if we consume the serum that could get us back to the normal state, definitely we would be able to do some fast movements so that it could make him surrender as fast as possible. Brinda ka conclusion ka.
So the conclusion is, whatever mistake a person did, he must will leave a evidence or something else that will be revealed to the people or revealed to the society. Yes, here the same has happened. As Atreya Nalamaran didn't give, actually he didn't take care of Mohit whether he drink the medicine or not, the serum or not. So actually he left evidence with it, which become a very big problem. The person who is the mistake or a person who is doing crime, that crime will be revealed soon because he's doing mistake. So if that mistake, that small thing which he left is evidence for us, with that evidence actually we came to know about us. So in this way we are concluding that this is some sort of solution where we solve our upcoming problems to surrender Arthreyan, and this how we know that how actually we are and what position we are now. So thank you for listening to our presentation.
So I would like to continue with the conclusion what my teammate has mentioned. So one learning that I had is that our human mind has lots of ideas in it, and there are lots of creativity that we could do. So there would be some way for finding the solution for it. There will be n number of solutions, so there will be one particular solution that would be possible uh, uh, for the problem that is going on. So we have to find that solution, and the human brain has that capacity to do so. So we have to use our mind and brain and our creativity to solve every problems and every obstacles that is coming ahead in our life. This is my conclusion remark, continued by Ritan.
Thank you, Ka. So, my conclusion is in this, sir. First of all, sir, thank you for bringing this activity, sir. So, this this was a really good activity, sir, and I hope everyone enjoyed this activity, sir. And as usual, sir, I really enjoy this activity, sir. And sir, can I just say my learning also, sir?
Thank you for the compliment. Yes, you can say the learning now.
Sir, my learning is, sir, in this activity, sir, you just mainly said that everyone is going to have a few disabilities, sir. So I hope you are coming to mention that in the future there is going to be a lot of problems, sir, and these are types of teeny steps that we could just keep and go, sir. So tiny sir, teeny sir, both sir, and I hope your in activity based way you're just helping us, sir. So as always, sir, thank you so much, sir, and thank you everyone for listening to our presentation. Thank you, sir. Thank you, friends.
So my conclusion part so we should make use of strategies, and we have to make like which strategy is possible so that we can capture the um, uh, criminal who's committing the crime, and we using that using that various using this particular strategy we can devise about we should how should that study should go, like a secret or like a surprise attack. So these are some of the strategies that we have devised and we have executed upon that. Thank you for listening to this presentation.
Well done.
So the team has finished in 35 minutes, and I am so happy with the way that you have presented. Good job,
Thank you,
everybody.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much,
sir.
sir. Well done,
Very well done,
friends.
Thank you,
team.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Well done, friends.
Thank you,
Very well
everyone.
done, team.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Ashwatan.
Yeah, sure.
Very well done, team.
Thank you,
Thank you, Ka.
Thank you,
Thank
friends.
you,
Thank you,
team.
Ka.
Okay, so
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
team.
Thank you, everyone.
right, so an activity that was started for the purpose of infringing and emphasizing the idea-paired concepts, and as Vishnupriya mentioned, every single person has got his or her own idea and creativity, and in order to stimulate that, we designed a separate activity so that people can enjoy the flurry of ideas that are coming out of their mind. This entire presentation has been split into two phases, the first phase and second phase. In the first phase, Team Udeshri Brinda did a great job, and unfortunately, because of varieties of reasons, Team Guru Prasanna fell a little short in the accuracy and perfection. And then they were given a little bit of an attitude adjustment, and then they came up with a wonderful expedition plan. And in the second phase, both the teams have done a real good job. If you take Team Guru Prasanna, they have been highly emphasizing on the number of idea generation. Earl Nightingale used to mention ideas are like fish, as I always mention. I'm very obsessed with that statement. And putting the idea into the idea pad will really make you a different person altogether. So they went a little bit beyond and they split the entire presentation, the entire conceptuality into two phases. I specifically liked that anti-Atreya phase, which Dakshin explained. So that was very clear and it was to the point, and they had everything merged together. If you look into their faces in Team Guru Prasanna, they had rescue plan, they had expedition plan, they had the recovery plan for the hostages, and most importantly, the final thing is they even had a attack plan on Atreya, which Sivi mentioned, like a combat attack against Atreya. On that part, I have some argument because Atreya cannot be attacked that easily. Sibi Adityan has seen some Pogo cartoons and he has come up with the criticisms and the kind of visualizations, which I agree. Dakshin already mentioned that. But Sibi Adityan came up with the explanation as he will hide in that window top and he will jump on Atreya and Atreya will fall down by banging his forehead. All those things are not possible because Sibi Adityan is not, that would have been possible if this ideology has been taken. That is, Team Brinda had taken this undercover operation idea. So if that had been taken by the character Martin, then it could have been a different kind of perspective to see. But in any case, the other ideas were so good. So initially the team was supposed to say only 60 ideas, grabbing five ideas from each, but they came up with this one-on-one ideas. and almost all the therapies have been included. You see, if a person who is on a plaintiff of academic studies only, if that person who does not know what is MS evening sessions, forget MS evening sessions, who does not know what is behavioral training, who does not know what is character development training, and the PPT, இப்போ இவங்க prepare பண்ணது ஒரு PPT பார்த்தானா, that's a Bible for him. Because these people have mentioned almost every ideology. That is, when Guru Prasanna was explaining, he explained the feature of how a thinking pattern of the person can be changed. When Mriduvashini was explaining, she explained how a person's disciplinary role, disciplinary actions can play a role in transforming. When Kalpita explained, she not only enlisted all the therapies, she also enlisted the differences and distinguishing between the therapies. And when Dakshin Siddharth was explaining, he was explaining in a way that the difference has to be on a contrasting basis, like phase 1 strategies and phase 2 strategies. He ensured that there is a contrasting difference between the two. What I even admired more in their presentation was they liked doing it this time. If you could see Aswathaman, who prepared the slide? Is it Aswathaman?
Yes, sir, Aswathaman.
Yes, sir, Ashwathaman, sir.
That was one brilliant slide preparation. I really appreciate your effort on that. Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Very well done, Ashwat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very well done, Ashwathaman.
Thank you.
Did you notice the kind of metaphorical symbols he brought?
Yes.
Like he brought cross symbols into a square, he brought circle symbol into a square, and he brought star near Guru Prasanna's name. And when C.B. Adityan was presenting in the Martin slide, he explicitly made it as if it is a martial art kind of a symbol. So, that is, they liked what they did. Aswathaman liked what he did as a presentation. பேட்டில் ரஜினிகாந்த் சொல்லுவது தெரியுமா, லவ்வோட சமைக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, அந்த மாதிரி that's a very big conceptuality, I should say. Doing with love. Look how easy and how warmthfully and how comfortably Kalpita spoke today. Look how comfortably did Dakshin Siddharth speak today. Look how comfortable Guru Prasanna started the presentation and gave a culmination, and look how comfortable C.B. Adityan spoke and Mriduvashini spoke. And Aswathaman, although there was a cringe in between, look how comfortably he spoke. That's the magic of, doing something from the bottom of your heart, not because of some thrusty pressure or so this is the iconic symbol of how things have to be. Actually speaking, I am happy that the blast on Saturday happened, because had that not happened, you would not have come with this kind of a wonderful presentation. Do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
100% right.
It's totally true, sir.
Exactly. And what last comment and last appreciation on the team's effort. What made me so happy was the passion that the members of Guru Prasanna's team had in taking that 8 marks, which was in red color in the spreadsheet. So, அதை நான் எடுத்து இன்னும் சொல்லலை, அதனால் நீ கையில உன்னுடைய உணர்ச்சிகளை கொஞ்சம் அடக்கு, உன்னுடைய உணர்வுகளை கட்டுப்படு, கொஞ்சம் பேச கொடுங்க, நாங்கள் பேசிடுறோம், அப்புறம் நீங்க தட்டுங்க. Right, so coming back, the zeal which I mentioned Kalpita yesterday, because if you note on Sunday, Dakshin Siddharth did not speak to his mom and grandmother, if I was right. This is only a guess. True or false? No, I did not check with anybody at home. On Sunday, he did not speak to his mom and grandmother, because of the simple reason that his CR spreadsheet spoke on a very vulnerable fashion on Sunday. And that was the first time something of that sort happened. And was it true or false? Dakshin?
True, sir.
Okay. And if you could see Kalpita Sri, she was in the deep throat apology, one of the most deep felt apologies that Kalpita has ever made in her entire life. She has been in school, she has seen a lot of teachers, she has seen a lot of embarrassments, she has seen a lot of pitfalls in the friendship, she has seen a lot of things, egotistical things that had happened with her mom, with her dad, with her little sister, and with her friends perhaps, or even with her best friend Vedavashan or Navalan or somebody. And that's the first time I think I blasted Kalpita, ever. So, all this had been really rewarding only. So, Guru Prasanna had his own share of feeling, and Mridubashni had her own share of feeling. Aswathaman had his own share of feeling. Feelings are என்னன்னே தெரியாம என்னவோ பண்ணிட்டு போறோம் அப்படின்னு பண்ணது சிபி ஒருத்தன் தான். என்னது இது? சரி ஏதோ சொல்றாங்க பண்ணிட்டு அவனுக்கு என்ன நடந்ததுன்னே தெரியாது. ஸோ அவனவா இருந்துட்டா பிரச்சனையே இல்லடா. திட்டுறாங்க, கத்துறாங்க, எதுவுமே தெரியாது. எதை சொன்னீங்கன்னா அப்படி ஒரு பிளாங்க் அப்படி நிற்பான். அப்படி ஒன்று பார்த்துட்டு அவனவா இருந்துட்டா வாழ்க்கை ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கு. So they have paid the full justice for the recovery. So as I mentioned, I really appreciate Team Guru Prasanna for this wonderful fight back. Good day.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Very well done,
And,
Guru Prasanna.
Very well done, team.
thank you,
so much,
friends.
sir. Thank you, Balaji.
Friends.
Thank
Well
you,
done, team.
Very well done, team.
Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
well done,
Thank you,
friends.
Aswathaman.
I would like to officially announce the 8 marks had been revoked and the penalties have been removed.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much,
Very
sir.
well done, team.
Thank you.
Very well done, team.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, friends.
As of now, including Aswathaman, nobody has Aswathamana Kapathanada our presentation, PPT preparation. Kalpitava Kapathanadu and the 8 marks Kalpitava relieve Panadu, Kalpitava commitment. Dakshina Kapathanadu, Dakshin Sonnada Senjadu, Mridubashni Kapathanadu, extensiva Padikama Pesnadu, Guru Prasanna Kapathanadu, leadership இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அதிகமான மேண்டல காப்பாத்துனது. சிவி அவனை காப்பாத்திக்கிட்டே இருக்கிறது. ஹாஃபிஸ், நித்திகா, சந்தன் இவங்க மட்டும்தான் என் மைண்ட்ல வராங்க. அவங்க கூட்டத்தோட ஜாயின் பண்ணவன் இப்போ எவ்வளோ இம்ப்ரூவ் ஆயிருக்கான். ஸோ அதை அவனை காப்பாத்திக்கிட்டே போகுது. ஸோ ஐ ரியலி அப்ரிஷியேட் தட் லிட்டில் சீஸ் கேக் ஃபார் ஷோயிங் திஸ் இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட். ஸோ குட் ஜாப் சிபி ஆதித்தன்.
Super, Sibi.
Good
Super,
job,
Sibi.
Sibi.
Well done, CB.
Well done, Sibi.
Very well done, Sibi.
Fine. Now, let's come to the feedback of team Uday Shri Brinda. Uday Shri Brinda's team has been என்னன்னு தெரியல, எப்படின்னு தெரியல, அவங்க இதுல அவங்க prepare பண்ண idea of that Colonel Rajkumar's entry was a brilliant idea. That's a very good. Whose idea is it?
Thank you so much.
Sir, it's me, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
சமாள நீங்க என்ன ஒரு திங்கிங், என்ன வேக பாத்தியா, வேற யாரையும் நான் பாராட்டி இருக்கிறேன். Colonel Rajkumar, Balaji has to be appreciated.
Yes, sir. We were thinking, sir. I had one particular doubt. I was very particular that the information that we provide is very authentic, sir. And that's why I asked Balajana being the senior most, sir. I asked Anna. We want one person to whom we have communicated now. So Anna said, "Let it be an army soldier," and I asked for names. So he only suggested the name and the roles.
Okay.
It was Balajana.
Right. So, and coincidentally, this is a kind of a message I would like to give you. Way back in the 1930s in the Indian Army base, there were plenty of loopholes. இப்போ இந்த scientist interception அப்படிங்கிறது current timeline இருந்ததுன்னா I would have rejected this PPT, this presentation, because nobody can be undercover operation. Undercover operationல யாரும் இருக்க முடியாது. Surveillance பயங்கரமா இருக்கும். இப்போ ஒரு பெரிய மிஷனுக்கு வந்துட்டு if you are choosing a particular person as an expert for a mission, do you really think the biographical information will not have been read very, very perfect? And do you really think a person can go by disguising himself and undermining his own name and enter that easily? No. We are living in Aadhaar card generation. It's not going to be that easy. But it was possible in 1930. Because in 1930 there were plenty of loopholes. We had so many histories where encroachers were in the Indian Army base and they were actually getting into the fraudulent, misappropriate actions which led a lot of soldiers' death in the Indian Army. So, அப்பெல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா பெருசா எவனாலும் அந்த ஆர்மியில ஜாயின் பண்ணலாம். +2 ல ஃபெயில் ஆனவன் வீட்டுல உட்காந்து தலையை சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பான். என்ன பண்ணலாம்? சரி போய் சேர்த்துடலாம். என்ன பண்ணலாம்? ஆர்மியில போய் சேர்ந்துடலாம். துப்பாக்கி தூக்கிட்டு கடைசியில வந்துட்டு எக்ஸாம்ல ஃபெயில் ஆயிட்டோம். துப்பாக்கி தூக்கி நெஞ்சில புல்லட் வாங்கி செத்தோம்னா கௌரவமாவது வீட்டுக்கு கிடைக்கும். வருஷம் வருஷம் பென்ஷன் லைஃப் லாங் கிடைச்சிட்டு இருக்கும். அப்படி போனவனா இருக்காங்க இந்தியாவில். There are plenty of கார்கில்ல Paramveer Chakra வாங்கி ஒருத்தர் வந்துட்டு in the success of Kargil, India saw almost about so many people obtaining Paramveer Chakra, which has been a very good record and it is unbeatable even now. It was back in 2004 and in 2021 it is unbeatable even now. So many people were outlandish army walkers way back in the 1950s and 1960s. இப்போ கையில அந்த ரம் கிளாஸ் வச்சுக்கிட்டு இங்க ஃபுல்லா பேட்ஜஸ் குத்திட்டு இருக்கக்கூடிய மேஜர் ஜெனரல்ஸ் எல்லாருமே அவுட்லாண்டிஷ் இந்தியன் ஆர்மி ஆபீசர்ஸ். படிப்பு வராம இந்தியன் ஆர்மிக்குள்ள வந்த ஆட்கள். They were the real fighters. But today, if you go and if you meet SSB ல போய் நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா பேசிக் ஆபீசர் கூட பிஜி முடிச்சிருப்பாங்க. Lieutenant Colonel வந்துட்டு PhD முடிச்சவங்கலாம் இப்ப இருக்காங்க. So it has become huge. It has become a big galaxy of educated people. But way back in 1930s and 40s, India was suffering from the lack of education amongst Indian officers. Police department is seri, Indian Army department is seri, படிச்சவங்க வேலைக்கு வந்ததே கிடையாது. Way back. Which is completely opposite in the case of Russian Army. Okay? Which is completely opposite in the case of Australian Army or US Marshals Army. படிச்சவங்க மட்டும்தான் வர முடியும். US Marshal Army எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா Uncle John calls you அப்படின்னு ஒரு வெஞ்சர் இருந்துச்சு. பார்த்துருப்பீங்க 1930s before Indian independence 1920s 1930s ல Uncle John calls you. Uncle John calls you, I want you for the Indian Army அப்படின்னு ஒரு பேனர். அந்த இப்படி கை காட்டிட்டு I want you அப்படின்னு சொல்றத பார்த்தோன்னா ஒரு யங்ஸ்டர் மெஸ்மரைஸ் ஆகி அப்படியே வந்து ஆர்மியில ஜாயின் பண்ணி கேப்டன் அமெரிக்காவுக்கு ஒரு காமிப்பாங்க. கிறிஸ்துவான்ஸ் அப்படித்தான் போவான். பட் அவனுக்கு ஹைட் பார்த்தாம தூக்கி வீசிடுவான். After consuming the serum, he becomes Captain America and rest is history. So likewise, you brought this undercover operation thing, and that was actually coincidentally well merged with the idea. So I really appreciate Team Brinda for bringing that one.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, Uncle Sam.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. And thanks for correcting me. It's not Uncle John. Was there anything as Uncle John, like a cake brand or something? I think that's why I got confused.
No, sir, I don't think there is Uncle John.
Okay.
Sir, Uncle John ice creams is there, sir.
Uncle John ice cream. Right. I'll confuse that. Uncle Sam, I want you. But Mohit, I want you. This gesture is right?
Yes, sir, it's right.
Right. So that's the difference between a person who has never visited America and a person who is living in America. Thank you for correcting me. Uncle John, Uncle Sam. Right, okay. Uncle Sam. Yeah, coming back on a serious note, Team Udeshi Brinda took advantage of the loophole of undercover operation, and the two things that they were really good at was, again, slide preparation. I really appreciate you. I enjoyed that flying thing and all that. That was all good. And Sanjay Bhaskar's involvement, Ritan's involvement, Balaji's explanation, Vishnupriya's explanation, Mohit's explanation and Brinda's explanation, all were in tandem. And what I specifically liked in their presentation was not only the content in the first phase. First phase was brilliant. First phase was trend setting, I tell you. Guru Prasanna's second phase presentation, the first phase presentation, the inspiration. That I can very much vouch on. And my second phase, your time management was very good. You exactly finished in the 35th minute. That was really good. So Brinda, your captaincy is ultimately good. Very good. I seriously appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Very well done, Brinda.
Very well done, Brinda.
Like Mitra was,
Thank you, everyone.
Mitra was telling me, sir, secret I have a meeting. Yante, என்ன மீட்டிங் அப்படின்னா பிருந்தாக்கா மீட்டிங் கூப்பிட்டுருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு. சரியா யாரு அது பிருந்தாக்கா மீட்டிங் கூப்பிட்டுருக்காங்க, எனக்கு மீட்டிங் இருக்கு, நீங்க சீக்கிரம் சொல்லிட்டீங்கன்னா நான் கீழே நான் மாடிக்கு போய் அட்டன் பண்ணேன். ஸோ அவ்வளோ சின்சியரா அவங்க இது பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ அது ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சு எனக்கு. அண்ட் அதை விட சூப்பர் மேட்டர் என்னன்னா இன்னைக்கு நீங்க எடுத்த டைம்னால எனக்கு கோயிலுக்கு போக முடிஞ்சுச்சு பிரதோஷத்துக்காக.
அதான் சார், ரொம்ப நன்றி சார். எங்கனால நீங்க கோயிலுக்கு போய் நிறைய சந்தோஷம்.
So Brinda, good job. And Ritan Nitish, one of his best performances in the recent times, he voluntarily took a lot of chance. எனக்கு அந்த வாலண்டியரா சான்ஸ் அந்த ஹங்கர் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். அதை அவன் எடுத்தான், இந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டியில் அவன் எடுத்தான். So Balaji has improvised and Vishnu Priya has improvised a lot. There is a good sense of commitment in Vishnu Priya's recent projects, training projects. நான் நினைச்சு ரொம்ப சாட்டிஸ்ஃபைடா ஃபீல் பண்றது விஷ்ணு பிரியாவுடைய ப்ராஜெக்ட். அவளை திருத்தணும், அவளை மாத்தணும் அப்படிங்கிற ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல நான் இங்க ஃப்ராங்கா எல்லாத்துக்கு முன்னாடி சொல்றேன், ஹோப் விஷ்ணு பிரியா டஸ் நாட் மைண்ட் அண்ட் ஷி அக்செப்ட்ஸ் தட். அப்படிலாம் ஒண்ணுல நான் எப்பவும் போல கெத்தா தான் இருக்கு தெரியுமா, என்ன மாத்த முடியாது அப்படின்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா வீட்டுக்கு வந்தே உன்னை உதப்பேன். நீ என்ன சொல்ற
சார்?
இந்த சார்னா என்ன? சார் மோரண்டி ஏதாவது பேசு. ஆமா இல்ல ஏதாவது சொல்லு.
சார், I will change sir. I have changed sir.
You will change or you have changed. ரெண்டுக்கு வித்தியாசம் இருக்கு.
I have changed sir.
அப்படியா, சரி. மோஸ்ட் புதிய சரியில்லை. சரி. Okay, so jokes apart, as Vishnupriya, so she has changed idea pad, journal, and the system லாம் வந்துட்டீங்கல்ல, so you will be changed. So any case, it was wonderful having all of you in this activity. Mitra's presentation was, as usual, very committed, and each time I'm a great fan of your body language.
Thank you so much.
So keep it up. I really appreciate that.
Thank you sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, so a very convincing activity, and that's the end of scientist interception.
Declaration sir?
Not okay. Mostly declaration will be a tie because I don't want any team to lose.
Sir, please sir.
Sir, please sir, please sir.
Please or
Balaji now, sir.
Yes sir, Balaji sir.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Guru
Yes sir, it was Balaji only sir.
Yes sir.
Anna, already repeat now, repeat, rewind.
Balaji, sir, please sir. அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவாங்க.
ஆமா sir.
Right, okay.
அட ரித்தன் மாடலேஷன் மாத்தி பேசிட்டானோ.
Sir, did you call me sir?
No. Nothing.
சார் நான்லாம் அப்படி பேச மாட்டேன் சார்.
சரி சார், நீங்க அப்படி பேசுறீங்க.
Thank you sir.
Sir, I have a doubt to
நல்லா
ask.
சொல்ல உடைஞ்சிருட்டு சார்.
என்ன பாலாஜி? குரு என்னது?
Sir, I have to ask one question to Ritan sir about the presentation.
Yeah, please go.
Sir, I think Sabir is a Muslim name and John is a Christian name, sir.
அவன் எப்பவுமே அப்படித்தான்டா. அவன் எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் அப்படித்தான். அவன் ஒரு வருஷமா அப்படித்தான் தெரியுது அந்த லூசு. எப்ப பாரு கிறிஸ்டியனையும் ஹிந்துவையும் ஒன்னா சேர்த்துவான், இல்ல முஸ்லீமையும் கிறிஸ்டியனையும் ஒன்னா சேர்த்துவான். கேட்டன்னு வச்சுக்கேன், கொடுப்பான் பாரு ஒரு லுக்கு, பிரைஸ்லெஸ். நீ ஏன் கேள்வி கேட்ட அப்படின்னு ஒரு வார்த்தை.
சார் வைஃபா
இன்னைக்கு நீ அதை கேட்டு வாங்கி கேட்டுக்கிட்ட. அவன் கேட்கறான்ல, சொல்லு குருபிரசனுக்கு பதில் சொல்லு.
கமாண்ட் ரித்தன் ஒரு டீமா சொல்லுங்க.
So Guru Prasna, my actually I don't mind this name, so it's just name for me, so it's like Muslim, Hindu, I don't consider it, and names, if you are saying something, it has to be beautiful.
ஆமா, அப்படியே மத செயலாளர் செம்மடி கண்டுக்கப்பட்டாரு. இவர் வந்து போர்படி வச்சு மதங்களை ஒழிக்கிறதுக்கு போராட்டம் பண்ணாரு. காந்தி வந்து இவர் கால் தொட்டு கும்பிட்டு போறாரு. ஐயோ அவங்க வந்து யாரு?
Sir, I'll ask one answer. So Guru Krishna, that's an interesting question. Actually, I asked everyone their own names for the profile. And first, initially, most of the like 2 or 3 people in our team actually they gave their names from a different religion. If you take Vishnu Priyaka, her name was Margaret, but she changed into Sanjana. So as we are undercover agents, actually made it, and it would look really interesting, and that's why I added it in the profile, because we are playing as an undercover agent, so it won't look odd. So that's why I added this Guru Prasanna, to be honest.
That is right. ஆனா அதெல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு அவன் சொன்னான் பாத்தியா, இந்த மத பேரொழியில வந்துட்டு இவனமோ செம்மல் மாதிரி வேலை பார்க்குற மாதிரி. அதுதான் இவர் அப்படியே வந்து சரி வேண்டாம். Okay.
Sir, I'm bound, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir.
Chera. Okay, right. So let us call it a close, because we will have the declaration and the marks, how much you have earned tomorrow. But one thing that I'll have to done is I'll have to revoke all the minuses that were given for Guru Prasanna's team. And tomorrow we will have a new activity. And this morning in the US batch, there were people who are very much interested to come and join Indian batch, just like Mohit is doing. Mohit is currently attending both the batches, and severely some logistics problem, because 5 o'clock is 6:30 a.m. and there are still some lazy people who are not willing to wake up early. So I have cancelled that idea, and we wanted to have the US batch just like last year. Like I finished the US Indian batch at 7 o'clock, and I would start by 8 o'clock so that they can attend in the morning 9 o'clock. And still, people like Anjana and Vanilla said that they are not able to. No, Kiran was actually okay with the idea, but there is a kind of an imbalance. It's always there. Now, Mohit, Kiran, Vitashri have become so matured, but I'm still finding the kid mentality in many of the other people. They are all like Sibi Adityan, irrespective of their ages. Vitashri, Kiran, Mohit, Siddharth. Siddharth is again a new guy. Such a wonderful performer he is. So these people are very mature, but the other 7 people are still remaining like Sibi Adityan, Hafiz, Hafid. I really miss Fizzy and Fitty. Okay, we'll do something about it. So that's how. But the merger will happen. The merger will happen, and July 14th, since it's going to be the 1-year anniversary of US batch, July 14th. We are compulsorily having a mandatory combined batch on July.
Thank you, sir. July 15th, sir.
July 14th for them, July 15th for us.
Yes.
So
it's a morning
July
or evening, sir?
Sorry?
Morning or evening, sir? In their time or in our time, sir?
Our time. Like okay. 9 o'clock or so. That is 8. If we are starting by 6:30 or so, it will be 8 o'clock for them. So that we will start a little late, they will join, so that will be fine. We'll work on the plan.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Okay.
And I give the activity to you. You can do whatever you want. I don't know. You can do whatever.
Thank you so much, sir.
Cultural fest, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for the cultural.
Thank you so much.
சொல்லிட்டீங்க சார்.
ஆமா சார், நீங்க சொல்லிட்டீங்க சார்.
பாலாஜினாவே சொல்லிட்டாங்க சார். பாருங்க சார்.
ஆமா சார்.
ஏய், கல்ச்சரல் ஃபெஸ்ட் நான் சொல்லவே இல்லடா. ஏதாவது உருப்படியா பண்ணுங்கன்னு தான் நான் சொன்னேன்.
சார், தேங்க்ஸ் சார். ஜூலை 14th
சார், அப்படினா கல்ச்சரல் ஃபெஸ்ட் என்ன சார் அர்த்தம்?
எஸ் சார்.
இன்னோ பிளான் பண்ணி
கல்ச்சரல் ஃபெஸ்ட் நீங்க 2 டைம் சொல்லிட்டீங்க சார். அப்போ
எப்படி உன்னை கொடுத்தா நல்லவன்னு உங்க அப்பா அம்மா சொல்லிட்டே இருக்கிறாங்க. எங்களால யாராவது நம்ப முடியுதா? அந்த மாதிரிதான் இதுவும் சொன்னதுலாம் உண்மையாக ஆலயவனின். ஓகே, ரைட். So yeah, Asutaman, tell me. Hey, Asutaman.
Sorry, sir. Actually, I couldn't unmute, sir. Sir, I actually have a doubt regarding the journal, sir. Am I allowed to write it in Tamil, sir? My mother wants me to write in Tamil, sir. Is that okay, sir?
Absolutely okay. I told you. Today, the first part of the journal video has been released in my YouTube channel. Second part, I'm working on it. And the first part was sorry, it is your book. அது எப்படி வேணா எழுதிக்கலாம். நீ கிரிப்டோகிராஃபில எழுது, கேலிகிராஃபில எழுது, தமிழ்ல எழுது, இல்ல காலகையனுடைய லாங்குவேஜ் அப்படின்னா வேணாலும் எழுதிக்கோ.
Okay, sir.
Sir, for me, the journal writing will be delivered in, between 2nd July to 5th July, sir.
Oh my God, why so late?
Sir, no, we are not a regular customer on Amazon, sir. So that it's just late. Sir.
Seri, Guru Prasanna, நீ என்ன பண்ணு? You write in separate pieces of paper, whatever you want to write. அதுக்கப்புறம் journal வாங்கணும், அதை copy பண்ணிக்கோ.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Fine.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Nitin.
Sir, my journal will be coming on Sunday, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir,
And I have ordered another book, sir. Time travel book, sir. My mom just told she bought that book, sir. So on coming Thursday, it's going to come, sir.
Padi. That's not a problem.
Yes. Sir, my yes, I can go on, Ka.
No problem, Ashwataman. You continue. I'll go ahead after you.
Thank you, Ka. Sir, my journal and Nunchak will come by 28 to 30 this timing, sir.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, Dakshin. நாளைக்கு காலையில கிளாஸ்ல வந்துட்டு கிளாஸ் டெஸ்ட்ல எழுதி வைக்காது.
சார் இல்ல சார், எழுத மாட்டேன் சார். சாப்ட்வேர் இருக்குங்க சார் அந்த லாங்குவேஜ் கத்துக்கிறதுக்கு.
அது ஆக்சுவலா வந்துட்டு அந்த லாங்குவேஜுக்கு மீனிங் இருக்கு. மதன் கார்கி எழுதின லாங்குவேஜ் அது. The language contains about 750 words. Madan Karki, Vairamuthu's son, he in fact made that language and he published and he got the license as well. And it is spoken only by the US kids. When Madan Karki was in his cousin's house, he was teaching that language to the kids just to deceive their parents, to cheat their parents. Avungalukku signal pannikkiradhu. During that time, he was supposed to write the Tamil dialects for Bahubali and he came up with this idea and that became a hit. So it was actually Madan Karki's self-encrypted language.
Oh, na kaalageru romba irukku.
Alla. Magilmadi kediyadu, kaalageru kediyadu. Ellame imagination.
Irundha nalla.
Rolla. Okay, so
wow.
Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, who's this?
Sir, my journal will be delivered on Monday, sir.
அட சரிப்பா உங்க ஜர்னல்ல வரட்டும்டா. அது ஏன்டா ஒரு நியூஸ் மாதிரி வாசிச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்க? வரட்டும். Let it come. வந்ததுனா Google
Sir, my journal will also come, sir.
Sir, how are you, sir?
Are you fine, sir?
A boy cried in my neighborhood, sir.
How are you னு கேட்டான் சார்.
சார் உங்களோட ஹெல்த் வந்து எல்லாத்துக்கும் ரொம்ப முக்கியம் சார். அது எப்படி சார்?
இன்னைக்கு யுஎஸ் பேட்ச் அன்னைக்கு நான் ஒழுங்கா எக்ஸசைஸ் பண்ணலடா. 7 மணிக்கு முடிச்சிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா கர்லா கட்ட பாக்ஸிங் புல்-அப்ஸ் எல்லாம் எடுக்கலாம்னு நினைச்சேன்டா. எனக்கு அது ஒரு நாளாவது யுஎஸ் பேட்ச் அன்னைக்கு நான் நினைச்சே நடந்து விட்டுருக்கீங்களா? 7:30 மணிக்கு எப்படி நான் ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ண முடியும்?
காலையில நானே ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணேன் சார். நானே பண்ணணும் சார்.
இப்ப பேய் மாதிரி சுத்தாங்க. 7:30 மணிடா. அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு
2 This is your world, sir. You can do whatever you want, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, this is a free creator island, sir.
Right. Okay.
Our island, sir.
So Dakshin Siddharth has got a class, so it's time for us to close. Mohit?
Yes, sir.
So Mohit, we are meeting on, apart from the Indian batch, we are meeting for the Wednesday's class, we are again meeting the same evening. You have got that, right? I said in the morning. Did you get that information?
Yes, sir.
Right. Siri, one last question before we go. Is anyone interested to attend US batch?
Sir, I'm really interested, sir, but I'm not able to wait. Sir, if you wake me up, I'll get up.
Vishnu Priya.
I'll answer these questions.
Dakshin Siddharth. Mohit.
Sir, actually I have classes, sir, so I can't, sir.
Forget it. அவ்வளவுதான். Okay, Vishnu
Yes,
Priya.
sir.
4:30. நான் காலையில 4:30 மணிக்கு ஒரு கிளாஸ் ஆனா அடிச்சேன்னா மூஞ்சி கலந்து போயிடும். ஆளே அவனைங்க வளரிட்டு இருக்கான் பாரு, என்னன்னே தெரியாது. Dakshin Siddharth, Vishnu Priya, Mitra. Class does not start at 5:30 like in the past year. Class starts at 4:30. I wake up at 3:30. Okay, 3 days in a week. So
Sir, I have techniques to wake up at 3:30, sir.
Sir, this belongs to MSES franchising, sir. So even if it's at 1 o'clock, I'll wake up, sir.
Yes, sir.
Even me, sir.
Sir, how are you, sir? Sir, how are you, sir?
Everything good, sir?
I'm as rocking as ever. Fine. Okay. We'll stop here. Right? Anyways, thank you so much. So Kalpita Shri, Mridubhashni, Mitra, Vishnu Priya, Mohit. Mohit, your hand is raised. Anything to say?
No, sir.
Okay. Mohit, Aswathaman, Balaji, Brinda, Sibi Adityan, Dakshin Siddharth, Ritan Nitesh, Sanjay Bhaskar, Guru Prasanna, and Vishnu Priya. Continue your therapies.
Written it is reporting, sir.
Police report பண்றோம். முடிக்க விடாதா. Keep shining this song, everybody. Bye. Good night.
Bye, sir.
Bye,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Mr.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Bye, sir.
See you.